Did Jungkook finally reveal the truth behind what happened to him and Taehyung? And is HYB really afraid of what fans are about to discover? What if everything you thought you knew was only half the story? What if the silence, the smiles, the stage lights, and the carefully chosen words were hiding something much deeper? Something that could change how fans see Jungkook and Taehyung forever? Before you continue, ask yourself this. Are you ready for a story that will make you question, cry, and maybe even feel angry? If you feel your heart racing already, don't just read, be part of it. Like this story, comment what you feel, and subscribe so you never miss what could come next. Because what Jungkook just said didn't just shake fans. It made them explode with emotion. And it may have made HYB more nervous than ever before. No one expected that night to change everything. It began like many others, with fans scrolling through their phones, sharing edits, laughing at memes, and waiting for any small update about their Lubum idols. Then suddenly Jungkook spoke. Not in a loud way. Not in a dramatic stage moment. But in a voice that sounded tired, honest, and strangely heavy. His words were simple, but the meaning behind them felt like a storm. He talked about pain, misunderstanding, and something that happened between him and Taehyung that fans had only guessed at until now. And when those words spread, it felt like a fire moving through dry grass. Fans froze. Some cried immediately. Some didn't believe it at first. Some replayed the clip again and again, trying to catch every detail in his tone, his eyes, the way he paused. Because it wasn't just what he said. It was how he said it. There was a hesitation that felt like fear. There was honesty that felt dangerous. And there was love that felt like it had been tested. Jungkook said he had been carrying something heavy for a long time. He said people only see what is shown on the surface, but behind that surface, there are moments when he and Taehyung were confused, hurt, and unsure about each other, and about the people around them. He didn't give names. He didn't point fingers. But fans could feel that something big had happened, something that was never meant to be public. The internet exploded within minutes. Comments flooded every platform. What happened to Jungkook and Taehyung? Why does he sound like that? Who hurt them? Some fans said they felt like crying without even knowing the full story. Others said they felt angry at the world for making their idols suffer in silence. And then came the theories. Some said it was about pressure from the industry. Some said it was about misunderstanding between Jungkook and Taehyung themselves. Some believed it was about outside forces trying to control how they act, speak, and even feel. But what made fans more emotional was not the mystery. It was the pain in Jungkook's voice. That pain felt real, raw, and impossible to fake. Taehyung did not speak that night. He stayed silent. And that silence screamed louder than any words. Fans began to search for old clips, old photos, old moments where Jungkook and Taehyung looked different, distant, or strangely quiet. They saw small things they had ignored before. A glance that didn't last long. A smile that didn't reach the eyes. A moment on stage where their hands didn't find each other like they used to. Was it all connected? Or were fans just desperate to find answers? As the hours passed, emotions grew stronger. Fans wrote long messages about how Jungkook and Taehyung saved them during dark times. How their songs helped them breathe when life felt too heavy. Now it felt like roles had changed. Now it was the fans who wanted to protect them. Some fans said they cried like children. Others said they couldn't sleep. They kept thinking about what Jungkook meant when he said he wished things had been simpler. What did simpler mean? A simpler friendship? A simpler life without cameras and rules? Or a simpler time before something broke between him and Taehyung? Then came the part that made everyone freeze. Jungkook said there were things he wanted to say before but couldn't. He said sometimes silence is not chosen, it is forced. And when he said that, many fans felt their hearts drop. Forced by who? Forced by what? Was he talking about contracts, rules, pressure, or something more personal? This is when people started whispering one dangerous word. HYB. No one said it out loud at first. But everyone thought it. Could the company be scared of what Jungkook might say next? Could they be afraid that the truth, whatever it is, might change how fans see everything? Some fans said they noticed how quickly clips were taken down, how accounts were warned, how certain words suddenly disappeared from comment sections. Was it coincidence? Or was it control? Fans felt torn. They loved their idols, but they also felt fear. Fear that Jungkook had said too much. Fear that Taehyung was hurting in silence. Fear that something big was being hidden behind smiles and perfect performances. Days passed, and the tension did not fade. Instead, it grew heavier. Taehyung finally posted something small. Just a short message, no explanation, no story. But his words felt like a whisper in the dark. He said he was grateful to fans, and that he hoped everyone would take care of themselves. That was all. But to fans, it sounded like someone saying goodbye to a moment, or maybe to an illusion. People cried again. They asked, "Why does this feel like the calm before a storm?" They asked, "Are Jungkook and Taehyung okay?" They asked, "Why does it feel like someone is trying to keep them quiet?" Some fans started to get angry. They wrote messages directly to HYB, demanding transparency. They said idols are human, not machines. They said pain should not be hidden just to protect an image. They said if Jungkook and Taehyung are suffering, the world deserves to know why. Others begged everyone to stop making things worse. They said maybe Jungkook only wanted to share his feelings, not start a war. They said fans should protect him by being calm, not loud. But emotions are not easy to control, especially when love is involved. Jungkook did not speak again for a while. That silence became unbearable. Every small update felt like a clue in a mystery. Fans analyzed everything. The color of his clothes, the songs he listened to, the emojis he used. Nothing felt random anymore. And in that silence, fans began to imagine the worst. What if Jungkook and Taehyung had fought deeply? What if they were pushed apart by something they couldn't control? What if they wanted to speak but were scared of what would happen next? One night, a fan wrote a message that went viral. It said, "I don't care about perfect images. I care about Jungkook and Taehyung being okay." Thousands agreed. That sentence became a symbol of what fans truly wanted. Not drama, not rumors, just the truth and the safety of the people they love. Then, unexpectedly, Jungkook spoke again. Not loudly, not dramatically, but clearly. He said he and Taehyung are still trying to understand each other in a world that often doesn't understand them. He said mistakes were made, pain was shared, and healing is not easy. He did not blame anyone directly, but he said something that made fans cry all over again. He said, "Sometimes, loving someone means being silent even when you want to scream." Fans felt like their hearts were breaking and healing at the same time. Breaking because they could feel how hard it was for him. Healing because at least he was still speaking, still trying. But what about HYB? People noticed something strange. There was no strong statement. No clear explanation. Just calm official words about supporting artists. To some it sounded safe. To others it sounded like fear. Fear of what might happen if Jungkook or Taehyung decided to tell the full story. Fans began to feel like they were standing in the middle of a storm, holding on to love as their only shelter. They didn't know what was true and what was hidden. But they knew one thing. Jungkook and Taehyung were not just idols on a screen. They were humans with hearts that could be hurt. Every day, new emotions appeared. Some fans felt hopeful. Some felt tired. Some felt angry. Some felt scared. But none felt indifferent. That is how deep the connection was. And the biggest question still hangs in the air like a shadow that refuses to move. What really happened to Jungkook and Taehyung? Was it pressure? Was it misunderstanding? Was it control? Was it something so personal that it can never be fully shared?